Oh, hello, Cowboy Carter.
Oh, hello, Kristen Jones.
For those of you who are not watching this and instead are just listening, let me paint you a visual, okay? Adrienne is wearing not just a cowboy hat, okay? Not just a bedazzled cowboy hat, but a bedazzled cowboy hat with danglies. How are we describing these? Sparkly danglies around the rim?
I would say cubic zirconian icicles, let's say.
Yes. Love the cubic zirconium icicles. It's giving Cowboy Carter. I'm very much into this.
Thank you. I am so rarely on trend, so this is a special moment that we are all here for, that Beyonce, of course, has inspired with Cowboy Carter.
Hello and welcome to Two Queens, Two Crowns. I'm your host, KJ Miller, founder, lecturer, and content creator.
And I'm Adrienne Rose White, actress, writer, producer, and teacher of how to actually sell a TV show organically.
And today is a Queen Things episode, which means we get to do what we want. And obviously what we want to do is talk about Cowboy Carter. What else could we possibly do right now, Adrienne?
I couldn't answer that. I haven't done anything else in the last 48 hours. So no ideas.
Literally, Cowboy Carter has taken up every one of my waking moments. I have been listening. I have been analyzing. I have been chit-chatting about it with my husband. I have been creating content for TikTok and YouTube. And it's just been my life for the past 4.5 days. So obviously, it's just what else were we going to do with this time?
Really only one thing is happening, and that is Cowboy Carter.
That is Beyonce. That is Cowboy Carter. I mean, 100% to your point about not paying attention to other things. There's a tornado heading to my city. In the words of Beyonce, Ohio is facing severe weather right now.
Wait, is that in the words of Beyonce? Did she say that?
Yes, she said in Texas Hold'em, there's a tornado heading to my city. I think that's how it goes.
I think you're right.
And yes. Am I ducking for cover? No, I am here talking about Beyonce. So that's what we're doing. That's just what we're doing.
You know, it's interesting. Someone asked me, a waiter asked me the other day if I was in the Beehive because I was talking about the album, because I had just watched some of your TikToks and had started listening to the album and was crying in my car. So moved. Mm-hmm. So got it. And I was I never identified in the Beehive, not because I don't love Beyonce, which I do, grew up with her, but I never, it just sort of happened and I would hear about things. I wasn't actively participating in any fandom. And this is the first time in a while that I feel really part of something that's happening. I feel like I'm in the mix, in the ground floor, feeling it while everyone else is feeling it, not showing up 2 months or a year or 5 years later.
Yeah. Amazing. I'm so happy you're a part of the Beehive. Welcome to the Beehive.
Oh my God, am I in the Beehive? How does it work? How do you know when you're in it?
You know because you feel it. When you are consumed by Beyonce, you're in the Beehive. And it sounds like that's you.
I definitely, for the last 48 hours, 100%. I know we haven't said our favorites yet, so I'm not going to say which songs, but there are songs.
Mm-hmm. Well, and thank you for that transition, because that's what we're doing today, folks. We are going to spend Queen Things sharing our current top 5 songs from Cowboy Carter. Current is the operative word, because let me tell you what, my top 5, I feel like it changes daily, every hour almost. Even trying to come to a top 5 for this episode was very difficult for me.
Here's my pitch. What if we make it a top 27?
Okay. I posted in my TikTok stories that I was having trouble coming up with a top 5. And someone said, well, maybe what you do is each of the slots for the top 5 is actually 3 songs. You get a top 3 for each of the top 5. I was like, you know what? I love that idea.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
You're not wrong, because truly, This album is such a masterpiece, and I'm excited to hear what your top 5 are. As a newly minted member of the Beehive, I'm very excited.
Literally the newest member. Very excited to be here. Yeah, last night I had already picked a couple of my favorites, but I hadn't listened in like 12 hours, so I felt like it was a time for a refresh. And so I was like, okay, let me just listen to a couple songs. Listen to the whole album again last night. And then I don't know if you had this experience. I often feel with Beyonce that some of the more innovative songs, the first time I hear them, they don't hit with me because I'm a very patterned person. Like I like recognizing something and growing from there. So the things that are like a little more esoteric, usually for me don't hit the first listen. But like the second listen, I'm like, oh, because now I have like a baseline. Yeah. I know what I'm listening for, and like I hear a lot more. So I was so surprised that some of the ones that I heard on the first pass that I was like, I mean, beautiful, but doesn't hit me the same way. When I listened the second time, I was like, oh, I'm in a chokehold. I'm in a chokehold.
Completely agree. I love that you said that. That to me is some of the brilliance behind Beyonce's music is, and one of the reasons I love her so much as an artist is she's always pushing the envelope and pushing music forward. Beyonce understands what makes a hit better than anyone, right? So she knows, okay, a typical hit looks like this. It has a hook that like gets you by the balls immediately, and that's so catchy that you can't get it out of your head. And then it has some like fun wordplay, and then you know some a few great melodies, and bing bang boom, you got a hit. If Beyonce wanted to spit out nothing but radio hits, she could do that in her sleep. But instead, she says, you know what I want to do? I want to push music forward. I want to push the conversation about music forward, particularly music in the country genre, which is a genre that Black people have historically been left out of. And I'm not going to do that by simply spitting out hits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take musical influence from so many decades. I'm going to bring in so many different collaborators, people you never thought would be on this album, to make you pay attention, to make you look the fuck up and say, now, wait a minute, what was that? I got to listen to it again because I didn't even catch it on the first time. I feel like Beyonce is one of the few people still trying to do that in terms of pushing music forward and not just trying to pump out radio hits, TikTok hits. So I love her for that. I love that every time I listen, I feel like I'm getting a musical education. It's just so pleasing, you know?
Truly. And I have to say, hearing you talk about Beyonce, like I get so much more out of it hearing someone who is more deeply skilled in music. Like hearing you talk about what she does, once you say it, I'm like, oh, she is pushing music forward. But I don't, that's not the first thing that comes to my mind. It's very experiential. But I have to say, watching your TikToks on Friday was part of what got me to listen to the album in order. Like when you're like, oh, I have to do it in order to hear what she's picking up. I was like, oh, I've never like deliberately listened to an album in order. And I had such a different experience, like sitting down and taking time to listen instead of like, I tried to start listening in my car and I was like, I feel too many things. I have to go lie down.
I love that. Yeah. Well, thank you for saying that. I really am trying with the content I'm putting out there about this album to be as thoughtful as possible because I feel like Beyonce put so much thought and work and meaning and inspiration into this album. Even though I started putting out content immediately, like literally the very first day it came out, I really was trying to be super thoughtful, and I still am. And I will say that in contrast to some of the takes I have seen people put out where clearly you should have sat back and listened a couple more times before you fix your face to say any of that nonsense. And I'm not going to call anybody out, but I'm sure there are people listening who know exactly who I'm talking about. She put so much thought into this that I have really tried to be as careful and as thoughtful as possible in talking about the work because I think it deserves that. So I appreciate you for saying that. And, with all of that said, is it time to get into our top 5?
I think it's time. Should we go back and forth? Like, how do you want to do this?
Yeah. I think we should go back and forth. And I think we should clarify, we are not ranking number 5 to number 1 because Adrienne and I do not feel we have the ability to do that. Okay. We don't have the emotional ability. We don't have the mental ability. These are just our favorite 5 songs right now.
My nervous system can't handle a ranking. Listen.
I know. Exactly. Can you imagine me trying to tell Beyonce what the number 1 song on her masterpiece album is? Absolutely not. I would never. No. I would never.
Oh, no.
Okay. I'm going to kick things off. And again, these are not ranked, but I have to tell you, Blackbiird. Blackbiird. It like healed something in me. This song, hearing Beyonce sing these words is something I didn't know I needed, but once I heard it, I was like, oh, my life is complete.
That was, again, I know we're not ranking, but I'm going to say if there were a number 1, that was the first song on the album. Because again, I listened to it out of order. Let me tell you a story, KJ. Let me tell you how this happened. I'm driving home.
I thought you listened to it in order.
Let me tell you how Friday played out, okay?
Okay.
I'm driving home from work. I put on the radio. On NPR, I'm minding my business. I'm looking for news. They did cover the only news story that mattered. They were mid Beyonce. Someone was doing an analysis, and the first song they brought up was they were playing the Blackbiird sample from that. And then they explained, because I am a wordy girl, they explained how when the Beatles did it, it was about the civil rights movement, and about, like, I think Paul McCartney, I've since done research. Paul McCartney apparently saw something about the Little Rock Nine and then wrote this song. And I don't know why, but when the Beatles, well, probably because the Beatles are very talented, but when I heard it's like a bunch of white guys singing a song, I always liked the song Blackbiird, but I never associated it with anything other than a pretty song. And as soon as I had that context, and then I heard it coming out Beyonce's mouth, and the other singers on there, and Britney, and I forget the other one's name, I started crying in the car. Like, it just hit me, so, like, knowing a deeper meaning behind it. And I only heard one sentence about it. Like, I hadn't done any research at that point, but it just hit a completely different part of my heart. And I was shook, and I thought, sometimes you're shook one time, but every time I hear Blackbiird, I get physical chills in my body. Like, I heard it last night and just started weeping again. It's been 3 days.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. So I had heard the story about Paul McCartney and why he wrote it and the symbolism behind the song. I think I'd seen an article about that maybe the day before the album came out. So I did go into it with the knowledge, because I hadn't realized that before about that song, that, okay, Paul McCartney wrote this song with Black women and Black girls in mind and the struggle for civil rights, right, and equality. I had that in mind. But when I pressed play and heard Beyonce sing that first lyric, Blackbird singing in the dead of night, like you said, I mean, the tears were immediate. And every time I've listened since, it just sort of stops me in my tracks. It's so beautiful. And yes, we do need to shout out the other singers who join her on that track. It's Tanner Adele, Brittany Spencer, Raina Roberts, and Tierra Kennedy, 4 Black women country singers who I was not really familiar with, and who Beyonce brought onto this record, knowing the symbolism and the importance of these Black women having their voices heard. I mean, it's just so beautiful.
Truly, I didn't know what I was in for, when I started the album, and that was the first thing that told me, oh, this is something really special.
All right, so it sounds like for number 5, we're aligned. Blackbiird was also in your top 5.
Yeah, that was the first song that hit me. Yep, correct.
Do you want to kick us off for number 4? What are you going with for number 4?
Okay. I know this came out before, But honestly, I really love Texas Hold'em. I know it's the one that one of the two that we had ahead of the album, but it's just so good. It's so catchy. Every time I hear it, it's landing more and more. And I loved it the first time. So the fact that I'm loving it more with every play, I'm hearing the lyrics more with every play. I'm really looking forward to dancing somewhere to this song. Like, I don't know. I need to go to like a line dancing or square dancing place. I don't know, but I will find the place to dance to the song.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, I love that Texas Hold'em is in the top 5 for you, because a lot of times for me, once I've heard a song enough, like if you give me a lead single, I'm going to listen and listen and listen. And so by the time I get to the album, I'm not as interested in continuing to listen. So I love that that has not stopped you. And you're like, nope, this is still my jam. And because it's such a good song. And what I will say about Texas Hold'em is the first time I heard it, I didn't like it that much. Obviously, Beyonce sounds amazing, so I enjoyed hearing her voice and I enjoyed hearing it in a different way. But just for me, I was like, okay, you know, the song is cute or whatever. But something happened. It was actually one day on my way commuting to Connecticut to teach, and I was playing it over and over for some reason. And by that second or third listen, I was like, oh no, this is a bop. Like, this is such a fun groove. And like, you know, people have been making line dances to it, and it's exactly that sort of song where when you hear it, you want to get up and do a line dance, you want to do the electric slide, whatever. It's a good, solid country groove. And it took me a minute, but I agree with you. It's so fun.
It's so fun. I didn't know there were. How am I surprised? Why would I be surprised that people have already made line dances to the song? It has been out for more than a month. I need to go watch a YouTube video and learn one of these line dances and be part of the culture.
Yeah, it's fun. It is fun. I love that Beyonce gave us just a fun country bop, because to me, if you're going to do a country album or a country inspired album, country influenced album, however you want to call it, you got to give the people something to dance to, you know, so just a little line dance, a little square dance. You got to give them something. And she did. And I'm appreciative. Okay. So that was your number 4. My number 4 is a song called Protector. Oh. This song, I think if I weren't a mom, I don't know if this song would have hit me as hard as it hit me, but I am a mom. And these lyrics, plus she opens the song with the voice of her daughter, Rumi, and Rumi saying, "Mom, can you sing the lullaby?" Oh my God, I was done at that point. Okay. If my daughter ever asks me to sing her a lullaby, the way my soul will leave my body. And so for her to start it that way, and then the lyrics are so special to say, you know, I know one day you're going to shine on your own, but I'll be your projector, and I was born to be your protector. I have yet to listen to this song and not cry. And the thing is, plenty of people have put songs about their children on albums. Beyonce has done it before in earlier albums. But a lot of times those songs to me are, you know, they're very sweet, but it feels like, okay, this is a song for you and your child. And I love that for you, and it's for you. But this is one of those songs, almost like, I don't know if you remember Eric Clapton, Tears in Heaven. That was a song he wrote for his child, but it's a song that like guts me. And for me, Protector is that. It's one of the few songs that a parent has written for a child that also very much feels like it was written for me and my being my child too. It just, it's everything.
I love that. I think you're right that part of it is motherhood, because I feel it. It's a beautiful song, but it doesn't hit me in the same way because I haven't had that part of my life at this time. So that's one that I love, but I'm excited to listen to as my life progresses. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. Whew, okay, let me just dry my eyes a little bit here. Beyonce, girl. Ooh, girl, the way she just has me all in my emotions. Okay, all right, so let's get to number 3. I'll go first this time. I'm curious if we might overlap again here. I don't know. But Two Most Wanted by Miley Cyrus and Beyonce is everything.
Yes. That had me. Oh my God. That was one of the songs that the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, cool. I like it. The second time I heard it, I was like, the song is the love of my life.
Yeah.
The song is for the love of my life. I'm feeling the love. Like, it went so deep and felt so, yeah. I was like, I felt like it applied to a friendship, to a romance, like everything. It was just everything. I mean, it's a romance song, but I don't know. It felt like a long love. Yes, go.
Yes, I agree. The thing that I think knocked me off my feet with this song was the fact that I, in a million years, never would have thought that I wanted a duet between Beyonce and Miley Cyrus. These are not two people that I thought needed to sing a song together. And then the second their voices intertwined, I was like, this is one of the most beautiful duets I have ever heard. These voices go together so well. And so honestly, like, the song itself is beautiful and amazing. And I didn't realize till today, Ryan Tedder is one of the co-writers, and he wrote Halo. He wrote a bunch of bops, okay? So I love knowing that because I think he writes for Beyonce's voice really well. But I just didn't know that I needed this pairing, and for her to give it to me when I didn't even know I needed it. My God. I mean, Beyonce, what is there left to say?
I have become a bigger fan of Miley Cyrus this year. I really enjoyed Flowers. I really enjoyed Used to Be Young. Like, I like her music a lot, but I similarly had never thought about hearing their voices together. And they both had, and again, I don't follow music, so this is probably the wrong word, but like a smoky quality to their voices. Like, both of them have this that I never put together that they both had it, but they both have a way that their voices can get low and the vibration just feels like something special. And so to hear those two different flavors of that tone together was just, was the duet I didn't know I needed.
Yeah. And what I love about it is that it is truly a duet, which Beyonce does not do often. She literally trades back and forth within each verse, Miley, then Beyonce, Miley, then Beyonce, and every chorus, it's the two of them harmonizing. Beyonce doesn't do that often. A lot of times if Beyonce has someone featured on her track, she'll have them come in maybe on a second verse, maybe on a bridge. It's rare to see this much vocal interplay between Beyonce and a feature. So it just feels like she knew, oh, you guys need to hear our voices do what they do together. Like, you really need to get the full effect of this. And then to your point about like it can be about a friendship, it can be about a romance. I agree. It definitely feels like a song about just a lifelong love, a really intense and beautiful love. One thing I didn't think about, but now have, because I've seen so many mention this on TikTok, is the LGBTQ of it all.
Yeah.
Miley is bisexual. Like, she has said she's bisexual. Beyonce, now we don't know anything. Maybe she is, maybe she isn't. Now there are a lot of people speculating she is. I'm not going to speculate on someone's sexuality who hasn't said anything about it. But Jay-Z's mother married a woman sometime in the last, call it 4 or 5 years. And he has spoken publicly about how beautiful it's been watching his mother come out, watching her really feel comfortable in her skin. And so there has been speculation that like Beyonce wrote this song and did it with Miley kind of as a tribute to her mother-in-law. And again, I don't know if that's true, but I like thinking about that. I like the idea of it being a love story that just transcends, genders and roles and orientations and anything else. I really like that.
I love that. And I want to add, there was a line in the song that's like about being in the backseat anytime. And it is more of a love than a friendship. I don't know why. Just the first time I heard it, I just felt this like, oh, like this love that transcends everything. So I definitely think it's a romantic love, and I love that it's two women singing about romantic love. Like you just don't hear that very often, and certainly not on like a big album like this one. So I think it's really, so I just want to say that now. I did not mean to come across like erasing that part of the story at all. It's interesting what it hit the first time I heard it, and then what it hit subsequent times I was listening.
So then it's your turn to hit us with your number 2.
Okay. For my number 2, I'm going to go with Daughter.
Oh my, okay. Oh, the way Daughter was almost in my top 5. It was so close. I love this song so much. My God.
It's so good. And this is another one of the ones that actually I always like songs with sharp notes, like with something that says there's something wrong, something wrong or fighting against something. I love those kinds of songs, but that hasn't been what I've listened to in the last few years. But this song just hit the exact, it's so good. It's just so good. And I love the bits of opera that she gets into too. Like this song feels like a soap opera or an opera. Like I love the drama of it.
Completely agree. This song, I feel like I wasn't ready for it almost. Like it kind of felt like it came out of nowhere. And then for her to open up with the lyrics, what does she say? Your bloodstains.
Your body laid out on these filthy floors, your bloodstains on my custom couture, bathroom attendant let me right in. She was a big fan. I really tried to stay cool, but your arrogance disturbed my solitude. Now I ripped your dress and you're all black and blue. Look what you made me do.
That's so good. Yes. Hearing those lyrics, I was like, oh, now who is Beyonce talking to? And what I love about it, to your point about it being a soap opera, it's almost like she could be talking about to or about anybody. And so all we know is what she sets up in this scene for us is she's angry and she is having these very violent thoughts about what she would do to this person who has crossed her. Who is this person? Is this Jolene? Maybe. Is this somebody who just looked at her wrong or, said the wrong thing? Maybe. Is this someone from her past? Is it someone from her present? We don't know. She just drops us into this story and immediately sets the tone, and it feels like, I love it because it feels like such a story, which I think country music is known for, like putting you in dropping you into a story about violence or a cheating husband or murder or whatever it might be. And then you're just in that moment, and oh, it's so good.
It's so good, and it made me feel like she was like some mob boss's daughter. Like it was giving me Carmen a hip opera, Like I felt like I was going back to her opera roots. I wanted her in a red dress. Oh, I loved what she said about she did her best impression of a damsel in distress. I was like, yeah. Oh my God. I love that you brought back the Carmen hip opera reference. And yes, it was giving mafioso. It was giving Italian murder mystery. It's so singular, I feel like, in what it's delivering. I can't think of another song, honestly, that I would even compare it to, except someone, when I did a TikTok live, compared it to Daddy Lessons and basically said it's the sequel of her song Daddy Lessons from Lemonade. And I agree with that. I feel like it's kind of a continuation because on Daddy Lessons, she is talking about basically the fact that her father, he cheated and lied, but also taught her how to be kind of like strong and how to fight and whatever. And she spends a lot of that album talking about the sins of her father. And so what I feel like she's coming back and saying on this album is, don't be fooled. This is still the man who raised me. So when I need to be, I can be just like him. Okay. I can be ruthless. I can be cold. I can be vengeful. I can be all of that because that man raised me. And I love that. I love it so much. I loved the guitar at the beginning because the first time I heard it, because it's a country album, I'm thinking like country, like maybe not that House of the Rising Sun is country, but it's giving a little bit of that, what I call in my head, a desert vibe, you know? And then I'm like, oh, this isn't the deserts of the American country. This is the deserts of Italy. Like it's interesting to think about, oh, I didn't realize one of the roots or one of the strains of that particular type of guitar riff, but it makes perfect sense. It's almost like I got, you know, you walk in thinking it's one thing and then you're like, oh, this is something else. And this is
totally
rich.
Well, and to that point, and I'm not going to be able to speak very, very eloquently about this, but one of the things I learned about over the last few days is the idea of the spaghetti Western.
Yes, exactly.
And which was essentially the genre of Westerns that the Italians took. And basically they took the American Western and made it their own, made it more violent, but also I guess made it more, in some ways, to me, it sounds like made it more interesting. And so I feel like her tying in Italian and then thereby introducing all of us to a world of film that many of us didn't know anything about. Again, only Beyonce. She is out here pushing art forward in a way other people aren't. And I encourage everyone to go read about spaghetti Westerns because I'm not going to be able to talk about it eloquently, but that is something that I learned about as a result of going down these rabbit holes with Beyonce.
And also you you said everything relevant about, I come from a film background. So I didn't bring up spaghetti Western because I didn't put that, I think in the back of my mind that was together, but you put it so well. And there was a period in time in which it was much cheaper to shoot in Italy than it was to shoot in the United States. So they would shoot the whole film in Italy, and then they would just like dub the words in English and bring it back. And so there is a lot to be said about the desert culture and like, again, how American Italy, how it kind of went back and forth in terms of pollination, like cultural pollination. And I love that she brought that all together in this song.
Yeah, 100%. Not to mention the song Spaghetti, which is a banger. So
Is that your next? Is that your number 2?
It is not. It didn't make my top 5. Did it make yours?
I mean, my top 5 was really porous. It was really more like 7, so it wasn't my top 7. But no, it was, wait. Well, I want to hear what yours is.
Okay, so my number 2 is Levi's Jeans. I love that song. I love it so much. I got to tell you this. I didn't know anything about Post Malone. What I did know, I was like, okay. To me, I just never cared about Post Malone, really and truly. But when he sang this little song with Beyonce, I was like, okay, Post Malone, I'm going to give it to you because this is a hit. It is a bop. It is a banger. It is so fun. It is so smooth. It's everything you want from like a pop country R&B song, which is how I would describe this song that they gave us. And I love it. Some of the wordplay, like at one point Beyonce says, let me rattle your snake with my venom, denim on denim on denim, which I love. The whole thing is just so fun. And actually Jay-Z is credited as one of the writers on this song. And for some of the verses, I definitely hear Jay and the way he just puts words and rhymes together. So I love it. I love it.
I love that you picked that because that didn't make it to my top 5, but now I don't know. There are a couple of songs on this that I kind of want to, if I could sing, I would serenade my boyfriend with them. Like Two Most Wanted and this song were two of the songs where I was like, oh, this just feels like sexy and cute and fun, and I'm about it. I'm about this energy. And I love her saying like, I love any songs where Beyonce calls out that she's hot because it feels like it gives me permission in the mirror to be like, oh, hi girl, I'm hot, let's do this.
Totally. I love it too. I love that Beyonce swag. There's nothing like it, but it also makes you feel that same confidence, which we love that. So yeah, that's my number 2. So that brings us, Adrienne, to our number 1s. I have a feeling, I don't think we're going to overlap here. But I don't know. I don't know.
I also think we're not going to overlap. And I think it's good that we clarified that this isn't the number 1 best. This is just the last one in the top 5.
Correct. Okay. Tell me, what's your number 1?
You got it. It's Spaghettii. It's her. Yeah. Like hearing her rap, I was like, and it's funny because again, this is why it was helpful to hear your TikTok for a little bit of context before I listened to it, just because it gave me some things to like listen for. And I thought you hit the nail on the head when you said all these rappers in the game are lucky Beyonce prefers singing. They're so lucky.
So lucky, because if Beyonce were to give us a rap album, a full-on rap album, the way she would clear these girls, I just feel like if she wanted to, she could give us rap album of the year, because she's so good at rapping. And she puts, I don't know, in some ways it feels like because she's such a strong vocalist and thinks about music in a way that a lot of people don't, that informs the way she raps, and like she finds the pocket in a way that I think other rappers don't. And it is so gritty. This song it's just like gritty, it's fun, it's swag-tastic, it's everything you want from a rap song.
It's everything you want from a rap song. And I just love that she can rap and then she can sing a hook. You know what I mean? Like she could do the whole, you know, like a lot of times where, I mean, I'm thinking of my youth, so maybe this isn't the thing anymore. But in my youth, the rapper would rap and then the singer would sing the hook. And like Beyonce could just do the whole song by herself. I love that lead in too. That whole little like genre's a funny little thing. Like I love that they call out what's happening on this album and how Beyonce is transcending these genres, and also how I love that she got Linda Martell specifically to do that, the first Black woman to play at the Grand Ole Opry.
When she said, they call me the captain, the catwalk assassin, when they know it's slapping, then here come the yapping. Beyonce, you could have just said that, okay? You could have just said that and left. It's just... bye. Goodbye, Beyonce. Goodbye. Okay. That's what when I hear this song, that's what I want to say to her. I want to say, Beyonce, goodbye. You did too much. And
I love at the snap of my fingers, I'm Thanos. Like that was, I don't know. That did it for me. That got me where I needed to be. I love a Marvel reference in your rap album.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Thank you, Beyonce. We love that. And now that brings us to my number one. This was a surprise.
What is your number one?
This was a surprise. Yesterday, this was not in my top 5. And this is what I mean when I say it changes hour by hour, day by day. But Yaya, the more I listen to it, this song, I feel like Beyonce is doing so much with this song. First of all, the groove of the song as just like a dance song is fantastic. It's elite. You can't not dance. You cannot hear this song and not immediately want to start dancing. So that's number one. She made it a fantastic dance song. But then number 2, the influences, the musical influences in this song, it feels like, I mean, I'm hearing Tina Turner, I'm hearing Prince. Obviously, I'm hearing Beach Boys because she samples Beach Boys. I feel like I'm hearing 60s, 70s, 90s. I don't even know how someone can take so many different musical influences and create a cohesive song that still sounds quintessentially theirs. It still sounds quintessentially like a Beyonce song, but she's being influenced by so many different people and sounds and decades. So that's number 2. But then number 3, the subject matter of the song. She's literally in this song telling the story of the generations of her families that have been born and raised here, faced struggle here, died here, trying to make it here, been discounted and abused here. All of that is being told in this dance song, this dance rock number. I just don't know anyone, literally not one single soul, pulling this off to give me that important of a story, that many musical influences, and still make it sound cohesive and make me want to dance and shake my ass. What? Who else is doing this? Only Beyonce. Only Beyonce.
I mean, no notes. Yes. The one addendum I would add is in the list of references. I felt like there's like a Nancy Sinatra, like these boots are made for walking energy in there at the beginning. Literally the only thing I would add. And I would say Yaya was another song. I heard so many people saying, oh, Yaya is going to have the girls in the chokehold this summer. Like, this is the song. And the first time I heard it, I liked it, but I was like, so much is happening. I don't know. It's not hitting me yet because so much is happening. And then when I heard it a second time, and then when I heard it a third time, I think my love story with Yaya is only just beginning. I think the more I hear it, I'm going to get new layers every time. But it's moved up the ranks over the last 48 hours for me as well.
100%. Same. The first time I heard it, I appreciated it, right? But I didn't love it. I didn't think, oh, I'm definitely going to return back to this. But the more I heard it, the more it turned into, oh, I love this song. And I'll tell you this, the first time we all hear it at that cookout, that picnic, that graduation party, whatever it is, when we are all outside with a bunch of folks and it comes on, that if you haven't loved the song yet by then, you'll love it then. I promise you that. When you hear this song outdoors with a plate of food in hand, oh, you're going to love this song. Okay?
There's a lot of red in that white and blue.
Okay? That lyric alone, she is doing what no one else is doing. The end. Goodbye. I'm not going to debate y'all. She's doing what no one else is doing to give us those lyrics in this song with this instrumentation and these musical influences. No one else is doing it. And it's so good. It hits so hard. Like I said, the first time it comes on when we are outside, just wait for it. Okay. Just wait for it. But I mean, I love that I got to do this with you. Oh, I feel so full. I love that Beyonce gave us this moment. Thank you, Beyonce. Thank you, Beyonce.
Thank you, Beyonce. Thank you, KJ. Again, I don't think I'd have this depth of appreciation. Like, it's Beyonce's everywhere. Obviously, I would have heard the songs, but really encouraging me to start from the top of the album and really listen to it through. This is such a richer experience than I would have had otherwise. So, shout out to Kristen Jones. That's it for this week, everyone. Be sure to follow us on TikTok at 2 Queens, 2 Crowns, and to check out the podcast on YouTube, 2 Queens, 2 Crowns.
Adrienne and I would also love for you to follow us on our personal socials. I'm on TikTok at @IM_KJ Miller and YouTube with the handle IamKJ Miller. And Adrienne's on IG at Adrienne Rose White and TikTok at wrong_or_right. We'll see you next time.